Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Dragonheir SilentGods video. So in today's video, I want to talk about what I believe to be the best rares that you can use for the Grave of Venom to be able to farm it as easiest as you can. And I'm mostly trying to look at rares because those are the easier ones to obtain. People do get some epics and whatnot, but it's always easy to just get rares because you can get a ton from just pulling the Starlight Stone dice, okay? And these ones, like if we have a look over here, they have like every 7th you pull, every 5th you pull, you get a rare. So most of the time you're gonna be getting a ton more rares than you actually get epics. So what I'm trying to focus on today is I'm not gonna go with like just specific raw damage people and whatnot. I'm going more, I chose more people that bring utility, okay? So rares that bring utility in a sense of like they bring damage, they bring healing, they bring survivability, or like some other debuffs that can be useful. So if you see somebody on the list that you don't agree with, or if you think that I missed somebody on the list and didn't put them on the list, please leave it in the comments below. But if you do that, let me know who would you take out of this top 10, okay? So obviously if you go in the Grave of Venom, if you look at the lineup recommendations, depending on this ones, you can always click the button over here, show non-legendary, and every single one of these ones, almost every single one of these are going to be on the list that I'm going to be talking about. And it kind of makes it easy for you to see like, okay, do I have them, do I not? And just, you can also go and check the builds if you download, or like just click it here and it kind of shows you how they have their people built. But let's get straight into it and let's jump with the first one, which might be a little bit of a different one, but I did not expect to put on the list. But because of her kit and her utility, I'm gonna be giving a shout out to Ymira, okay? So you will be already having, like, I'm just assuming that you're gonna have Horus as your tank, or anybody else that is better than Horus as a tank. So she's gonna be one of those melee units that could be a tank but not the designated tank to take the whole damage. But the reason I put her on the list is because of this ultimate. It can hit pretty hard, that it also has a 100% chance of bringing attack penalty too. That's really important against the Grave of Venom because you know what, that boss hits pretty hard. So the fact that she brings some damage and attack penalty makes her pretty useful. She gives herself a little bit of survivability, plus a good passive again to keep her alive, and then she also brings an ally defense in all battles if you need this one instead of Horus's aura that brings HP in all battles. So that's number one call out is going to be Ymira. Now everybody else, like again, I'm not calling like the Lorari, Dench, Eli's, DPS people, no, I'm just calling utility ones. And we're gonna jump over to the next one, which, well, I think you already know by this time about Sigrid, but because, she's the best rare in the game from my point of view. And the reason why she's so good is because, first of all, this ultimate deals good damage to one target, or it can be like an AoE hit if there's debuffs out there, but she also has a 100% chance when scrolled up to land attack penalty down. So again, she brings damage, but she also brings you attack penalty. And then on the battle skill, she brings heal prohibition as well. That does not count for this boss. And then this one, again, does not really help for this boss because she's not going to gain ultimate energy. However, this one's really important. The ultimate does good damage and brings attack penalty. And you know what? If you pair her with somebody else that maybe has like, an AoE damage that she can land out there, or at least has a chance, another DPS or something, has a chance to land debuffs on the boss and the side egg, this is going to help to have attack penalty on the side eggs as well, because when the boss does the ultimate, you keep getting attacked, with the eggs as well, so them doing less damage is going to be important. Also bringing you a little bit of accuracy could be helpful if you cannot quite hit those stats. So Sigrid definitely a second on the list. Now we're going to move to my favorite rare healer, and that's going to be Hexandra. And the reason why I like her so much is because, well, you know what? She's free. Everybody gets her at the beginning of the story, and she just brings a simple but amazing kit. She brings a heal based on the target's max HP, pretty good area. Then on the battle skill, she brings a heal based off of her attack and enlightenment, but it also dispels one debuff. So as far if you don't know already, well, there's a defense penalty buff that is landed by the side ad from the right. And having her be able to cleanse that from your tank is really helpful. Also, she heals more if our allies are under 40% HP, plus she brings an enlightenment aura if you need that. Then next one, we're gonna jump over to lightning, and we're gonna talk about our favorite lightning hero. Where is she? If only I can find her. And that's going to be Irina. Well, Irina kind of has a similar kit to Sigrid. She brings good damage on the ultimate with a 100% chance to land attack penalty. You don't really care about dispelling buffs in Venom. This can be useful for other areas. So, if you're gonna build her, for Venom, she can also be used in Ancient Battlefield or in the Grave of Curse where you need to dispel buffs. Then the battle skill can do some chain damage, which means that she's going to target the boss first, then it's going to jump to the side, then it's going to come back to the boss. So this one's going to do some good damage, and she also brings survivability on the passive because whenever she deals damage, she grants a max HP shield, depending on the target, to the nearest ally. So this one might help in case, you place them to the nearest ally, but I guess in Venom is not a helpful because you're going to have them spread out, unless it counts to, whoever is closest to her, and in that case, if you place her in front, let me show you what I mean. So maybe if, let's say we go over here into the fight, let's say this is the damage dealer. Let's say if you place Irina here, maybe she's gonna give the shield to Horus if he's the closest one, unless the DPS comes faster. Like, I've not personally tested, but even if that does not help in here, everything else from her kit is really helpful. So Irina definitely deserves being on this list and deserves to be built. Now, if you go down the list a little bit, there's going to be quite there's going to be not quite a few, but a couple that are good from the Radiant ones. And the first one that I want to give a shout out to is going to be Kaledo. I have not played with him personally because I have some other ones that I built. However, he has a pretty amazing kit. So the first one is he brings, I guess this one doesn't count because you already have Horus as an example. So this one is not as important. Or if you don't have Horus and you have somebody else as a tank, then this can be helpful. To have an aura that helps you in all battles, that's good. But the ultimate heals all allies within range by 10% of the target's max HP. That does not sound like a lot, but it also scales off of Enlightenment. So just stack him with a ton of Enlightenment, he's going to do some massive heals. Then on the battle skill, grants ally protection to the ally with the lowest HP. So this one's most of the time going to be the tank. And this one's on an 8-second cooldown. So this one's going to help a ton to keep your tank alive. Like, he's going to soak up most of that damage, but he's going to heal back up because he has a pretty good range with this one. And also he has a passive that he gains defense up for 10 seconds whenever casting a skill, okay? So when he casts the ally protection, he gets defense up. When he does the heal, he gains defense up. But also when the skill takes effect on an ally with less than 60% HP, it also grants that ally defense up. So this is massive. Kaledo is definitely an amazing rare to keep in mind for survivability, for that dungeons, and not only for that one, but more. And same principle with Quarion, he's amazing for this one because he has a heal that, he has a good heal with defense up, but the reason why this one's so good is because of this one. The recharge time is 16 seconds. I think this is the lowest recharge time on the heal, on ultimate, in the rare and epic categories at least. So he's definitely amazing with that. Then on the battle skill, he also puts a shield on the ally, then gives them recovery over time. This one's usually going to target the one with the lowest HP, which again, in the Grave of Venom is going to be your tank. And also he has a chance to, grant more healing. Like, it's just a small chance, but, if it procs at the right time, this can be helpful. So that's Quarion. Now let's move over to Frost, and honestly, I kind of want to mention Refi in this one because, well, she can do some pretty good damage and with the chance to do Frozen. So as long as she does it right, she can do Frozen one of the side adds, which means they're going to stop doing their debuffs or extra attacks. But then at the same time, this is what's awesome about her. She also has attack penalty 2 on the battle skill. So, paired with Horus's one, if you're going to have 2 melee units and don't have any other attack penalty hero in the game or in the team, this could be enough to have an attack penalty on the boss for most of the time. And then also has an interesting passive. When the hero is dealing damage to enemies inflicted with Frozen, there's a 50% chance of reducing their ultimate. So if you do freeze the side adds, because you cannot land Frozen on the boss, you might get some more ultimate energy and come back to this one. So she's gonna do some damage, but she also brings some utility. That's why I really wanted to talk about Refi. Then the next ones, I guess, is gonna be Megan. So again, another reason why Megan is in this list, she's one of the really good rare healers, and what she brings is defense up and recovery over time to allies within range, which is going to be again the tank plus some other people. But then on the battle skill, she also heals the ally with the lowest HP by 10% of their max HP and recharges their ultimate energy. So if you think about it like this, if she does this skill on Horus, he's going to come back to his ultimate pretty often, and what the ultimate does is it brings him healing and it brings him damage reduction. So it's going to make him tankier and be able to survive. And then the thing that I believe is the best part for this one from Megan is when casting a skill on an ally, dispels 1 defense penalty from them. So this is huge because, like I said, the add on the right is going to land defense penalty, and she's just going to keep cleansing that one. And you're not going to have to worry about that nasty debuff being on you, because that's going to hurt. And the good thing about Megan is she's going to scale amazing for the end game as well, because the Temporal Vortex boss on the highest stage, on stage 4, he starts landing defense penalty AoE. So if you time her to always do her ultimate after the boss does that, you can always cleanse it. So she's going to be amazing even for that. Then the last one, I'm just checking my list. I want to give, I guess, a quick shout out to Adri. Some people swear, swear by her that she's amazing with this ultimate recharge takedown and recharge speed penalty. It's not 100%, but can be helpful. So, another one that people have tested. I've not played with her, but I have lots of people say that Adri is amazing. So just a quick shout out to her. But the next 2 ones are going to be a little bit of, a little bit of a curveball. They're not actually rares, but first of all, it's going to be Meredith. She's a common, and she has an amazing heal. She's simple kid, but amazing. She heals allies within range by 25% of their max HP. This is a massive heal. Just stack her with a lot of skill haste, so she comes back to the healing fast enough, and this is going to be amazing. Then on the battle skill, again, simple heal, but 20% on the battle skill. That's pretty good. And then on the passive, healing from the hero increases by 10%. So this one's going to be basically what? 22%. If I'm right, is my math good? No, 20.2%. I cannot math, guys. I think, wait, 22%. And then this one's gonna be basically 27.5%. So she's gonna bring some massive healings, and she's just a common, and that's gonna help you a ton. And then the last one, which is again curveball, not really a rare, but everybody has this one, and I guess you can count this one as a rare. It's going to be the Adventurer. Well, the reason why I want to mention the Adventurer is because he brings 2 roles in here that can be really useful. First of all, if you need more damage, he can be as fire. He's going to pair with Hexandra and Horus. That makes you that 3-team synergy. And he can be your straight DPS. Or if you switch him over to Frost, he's gonna bring you the shields, okay? He's gonna bring you some extra survivability, but he can also do pretty good damage on this battle skill. So definitely, I really wanted to have the Traveler on the list, because he's another one that most people might use up until you get to the point where you pull so many epics and legendaries that he's just gonna fall off. Maybe you could even argue using the lightning version as well, but he's not gonna, the area is not as big. So if this one was bigger and he could stun, if he had the chance to stun both of the side adds, he could be good for this, but because he doesn't, it's not good enough. However, having the fire option for damage and the ice for more survivability and some damage is definitely worth it, and the Traveler definitely deserves to be on this list. But anyway, I guess this is gonna be it for the video today, guys. If you like these types of videos, please leave it in the comments below, and I will try to make this type of video for all of the other dungeons. I want to make one for the Heretical Ruins, for what's it called, Grave of Curse, Grave of Rot, and Ancient Battlefield, because I feel like, again, most people will have most of these rares, and that should be helpful, especially because, we get 2 or actually 3 of these rare chests during the seasons for free just by doing the daily and the weekly quests from the Walker's Trail, and we can choose some of these ones. So again, if you want me to make a video like this for the other dungeons, leave it in the comments below, and I'm gonna do so. But this is gonna be it for today. If you enjoyed my content, guys, as always, like this video, subscribe to the channel to see when I upload next, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace, love, take care, everyone. Bye, guys.